But all you can do now is witness the world I'm about to unleash.
Stranger Things has always been a combination of horror, nostalgia, heart, and cosmic mystery, but as the final season reaches its conclusion, the tension is heavier than ever. Season 5, Volume 1 left fans shaken, friendships tested, mysteries deepened, and Hawkins now standing at the edge of doom. The recently released Volume 2 trailer drops intense signals, emotional undertones, and visual clues that hint at how Netflix plans to close this universe. Today, we break down every major moment revealed in the trailer, interpret their deeper meaning, and make predictions about how Stranger Things will bow out, who survives, who doesn't, and how the gate between worlds might finally close. The trailer opens with a haunting narration, an echo of Vecna's voice layered over footage of Hawkins consumed by crimson lightning. The streets are abandoned, the air hazy with spores, and the once familiar neighborhood now looks unrecognizable. This opening establishes immediately that Volume 2 will start where Season 5's first half left off. Hawkins is no longer merely threatened. It is fully merged with the Upside Down. This visual confirms theories that reality is collapsing, creating an environment where characters must navigate monsters both literal and spiritual. Then comes the rapid cuts. Eleven standing alone in the destroyed Starcourt ruins, her eyes full of determination but exhaustion. Mike and Will scanning a map while the ground trembles beneath them. Nancy and Steve gearing up again, exchanging a silent nod that speaks of unresolved emotion. And Hopper and Joyce staring toward a portal with the hopelessness of parents who have no idea what sacrifice lies ahead. This montage tells viewers that the storylines are converging. Everyone is preparing for their part in what feels like the final battle. The clearest thematic message from the trailer is that Volume 2 is not just a war against Vecna, it is a confrontation with trauma, guilt, and destiny. Will's quiet but central presence in the trailer has become the biggest narrative anchor. A scene shows him clutching his neck, the familiar tingling returning, proving that Vecna still has mental access to him. His face reflects fear, but Will refuses to crumble. He now understands that he must confront the darkness within himself to face the darkness outside. Many fans have speculated that Will's connection to the Upside Down might make him either the key weapon or the tragic sacrifice. The trailer's heavy focus on him supports this direction. One of the most surprising moments shows Eleven confronting a vision of herself, an echo of her past in the testing facility. The trailer frames this like a psychological duel. In previous seasons, Eleven was fighting to reclaim her identity. Now she must challenge her own inner weakness, the brokenness that Vecna feeds upon. A brief line whispered in the trailer, "You've always been the monster," suggests Vecna will attempt one last manipulation, linking Eleven's power to destruction and guilt. This foreshadows an emotional battle as much as a physical one. Among fan-favorite characters, Dustin's appearance is small but crucial. He is seen with Lucas near the Creel House ruins, clutching Max's Walkman. The symbolic connection to music, especially Max's salvation via Kate Bush, suggests music will again play a role. Lucas holding Max's hospital bracelet shows that her fate still emotionally fuels their mission. Lucas appears hardened, older emotionally, finally stepping into maturity similar to the role Steve embodied earlier. The trailer emphasizes that Lucas's arc will revolve around hope and pain, potentially culminating in him facing Vecna directly where Max first fell. Speaking of Steve, the trailer focuses heavily on him. He is seen leading a group underground, the Byers boys Robin and Nancy. Steve's narration says, "We don't run anymore," signaling that his arc as a protector and reluctant hero will peak. Some theorists fear this line marks Steve for death, especially given how Stranger Things often frames characters before tragic sacrifice. However, this may instead tease a heroic moment where Steve leads the charge but lives. Because killing Steve might feel too predictable at this point, Robin and Nancy appear side by side several times. Their shots are framed like warriors rather than secondary players. Robin's voice cracks when she says, "I don't want to lose anyone else." That line reveals the terror underlying the group. Trauma has become cumulative. This scene hints that the show will force its characters to face whether love is worth the pain of loss. Nancy turning to hold her shoulder suggests reassurance, and possibly romantic tension between her, Steve, and Jonathan reaching resolution. Hopper's role is particularly weighty. One scene shows him wielding a sword, again reminiscent of his Russian prison rescue sequence. But this time, he appears on Hawkins' soil, preparing to face creatures charging through the cracked sky. His whispered line, "If this is the end, I'm glad I came home first," hints that his primary purpose now is emotional closure with Elle and Joyce. Hopper may not die you, but Volume 2 is clearly foreshadowing heroic risk. Joyce looks terrified through most of the trailer. Her face tightens when she sees a portal blossoming within the woods. Her motherly instinct has always driven her character, and in Volume 2 it seems she will get one more chance to fight side by side with Hopper and protect the kids she has adopted into her heart. The trailer gives her a touching moment where she embraces 11, telling her, "You're not alone anymore." That line encapsulates the show's thesis. Love is the weapon that separates humans from monsters. Vecna's presence in the trailer is chilling. He stands in a grotesque, cathedral-like throne room inside the Upside Down. His voice declares, "This world was broken long before me. I simply revealed its truth." This statement hints that Vecna may not be the ultimate evil, but a symptom of greater cosmic imbalance. Some fans speculate that Volume 2 might expose forces above Vecna, perhaps entities that shaped the Upside Down itself. The biggest shock moment shows what looks like the Mind Flayer swirling above Hawkins again. Lightning forms a monstrous silhouette larger than anything yet seen. It suggests Volume 2 will expand beyond Vecna vs. 11 into a clash between two ancient powers represented through their human avatars. The trailer's fast-cut ending includes 11 screaming while unleashing power beyond anything yet displayed, seeming almost godlike as buildings collapse around her. It hints at a massive supernatural confrontation that could rewrite or reset reality. So what predictions can be drawn from all this? First, Will Byers will be central to resolving the story. His psychic tether to the monster is the original thread of Stranger Things. The trailer suggests his arc will finally turn active. He will not simply be rescued, but must help lead the victory. Whether that means sacrifice is the most emotionally charged question. His shot crying into Jonathan's arms could foreshadow an emotional farewell. Second, 11's powers appear to be evolving again. She seems to perform time-space bending or dimensional rewriting in the trailer. This may confirm theories that Volume 2 will involve changing the past or separating worlds. If the universe collapses, 11 may have to send herself or others out of existence to rebuild reality. Third, Steve's arc has been emphasized too loudly for no payoff. As bittersweet as it is, Steve might die saving Nancy or protecting the younger kids. But given audience love and Netflix's avoidance of overly brutal endings in teen-driven shows, Steve may survive but permanently disabled or forever changed. Fourth, Max will likely return in some metaphysical capacity. The focus on her Walkman implies that her consciousness remains trapped somewhere between worlds. Vecna may attempt to use her again, either as lure or hostage. Lucas's emotional journey will climax around saving Max's soul more than her body. Fifth, Murray, Erica, Jonathan, and Argyle appear less prominently in the trailer. They may serve supporting roles without major sacrifice. But Jonathan's arc regarding his bond with Will could peak emotionally, potentially with him shielding Will at the cost of himself. Finally, Hawkins' ending will matter symbolically. The trailer reveals crumbling homes and storm-like clouds swallowing the town. It seems likely that Hawkins will physically collapse or vanish. Stranger Things might end with Hawkins erased from maps, moved out of reality, or frozen as a monument. But the most hopeful takeaway from the trailer is this. Season 5 Volume 2 is not just about monsters dying, it is about healing. The recurring lines in the trailer about not being alone reinforce that relationships built over the seasons will be the emotional climax. 11, Will, Hopper, and Steve each have internal wounds. Volume 2 promises closure. In conclusion, Stranger Things Season 5 Volume 2 is shaping up to be one of Netflix's biggest finales. The trailer is not simply teasing action. It is inviting fans back to the emotional spine of the story. Found family, trauma recovery, courage, and the belief that broken people can still save the world. Whether we lose a beloved character or two is inevitable, but the larger narrative promises meaning behind each loss. Predictions will continue swirling, but one thing is certain. Volume 2 will not just close Hawkins' story. It will cement Stranger Things as one of television's most culturally resonant genre epics.